We are now entering maybe one of the most intense phases that humanity has to process in order to cross the bridge from this dream to the next one. Um, as the many hidden realities come to surface, there will be uh, a lot of people which will face more and more intensifying anger, fear, despair, panic, feeling lost. And this is a necessary process. It's very much like when you detox your body, you start to do detoxification, and all these symptoms start to come to surface. These symptoms are not the body, are just the mucus that is preparing to get out so that the body can rejuvenate himself and he can uh, reach his natural state of vibrancy and well-being. So when this anger and frustration and fear and panic is coming, and it is coming right now, we the best way to deal with is not to judge it, but is to observe it in meditation. Don't get lost into it, just observe the anguish, the fear, the anger that is coming through. Observe it and remember that that's not you. And let it out. It might take a few days, it might take a few weeks, it might take longer, but it is a process of detoxification. Because if we let it out naturally, we most likely will be able to reach the necessary and most important vibration of neutrality, where we fully embrace unconditional love, where we reach a level of consciousness that allow us to understand that beyond the good, the bad, and the ugly, no matter how horrific it might seem, there is love. Because love is the only thing that exists. And the good and the bad and the ugly are just playing a role. They're just playing a role that, yes, we could say got a little bit too far, maybe, yes, or a lot too far. But now it's very important that we reach that level of neutrality where we don't get any more emotionally charged by the very intense scenario that is now playing out. Because once we reach that level, that is when we can really be of full support to humanity. We can be the bridge. We can help people to cross the bridge from this dream to the next one. And I can tell you that the next dream is going to be amazingly beautiful, beyond our most expressive imagination. But we do need to detox. We do need to go through all the layers after layers after layers of darkness that consciously or subconsciously have been living in the last thousands of years, and we need to let it out and reach that place of not judgment. Now, not judgment for the people that are angry can develop even more anger. This idea, because it seems like we are going to uh, be passive, or we don't care, or we just are uh, detached. But it's not that. That's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about the idea of gaining a deeper understanding of the game, so that all these emotions, anger, fear, despair, anguish, don't drive our car. Because for as long as in charge of us, we will not be able to get out of it. In order to get out of this game and dissipate it, is we need to gain a full level of appreciation and love, and not judgment. Don't be judgmental. How do we do that? Again, every time we feel the fears that inevitably we are all going to feel, and the anger, as the hidden reality is going to come to surface. Uh, when we feel those fears, when we feel that anger, we just observe it. We don't identify ourselves with it, because again, they are just detoxification symptoms. And we let it pass. And then it may come again. And then we observe it again and we let it pass. And the more we do that, the more we can stay at peace. And the more we stay at peace and we don't judge, the more we are powerful. And once we reach the unconditional love of neutrality, then we can really, really be of service for humanity. We can be really the light, the real light, not the new age light that denies the darkness and just want to acknowledge the light, but the light that acknowledges everything and loves everything unconditionally. Again, it doesn't mean that we approve what is happening. It doesn't mean that we are passive about it, but the opposite. It means that from a position of not judgmental and neutrality, we basically break this loop, this never-ending loop of polarity, of the battle between the evil and the light, which never ends. It never ends. It never ends. It keeps going. Neutrality will break that, and then we go from polarity to the first level of oneness, which is basically our Mother Earth, which is who is awaiting for us lovingly with her arm open, waiting for us to join her from the polarity game to the first level of oneness. Stillness, the here now, the present moment, are our best friends. Nature is our best friend. Once we step into neutrality, we are truly lovers. A lover is someone that is able to feel appreciation for everything, not just for the good, but for everything. Because the not so good or the ugly, it gives us the contrast that allow us to have an experience. And from that experience, to become even more vibrantly alive, more vibrantly love, and contribute galactically, universally contribute to the evolution, the never-ending evolution of life itself. I love you very much.